first of all, an interesting fact. Lisa is from New Hampshire, not very far away where Mrs. Albee started. And look at this. Lisa's business is about the size that Mrs. Albee, she has broke Mrs. Albee's record from 3,000 to well over 3,500 representatives on her team. Lisa is a master connector. She knows how to reach people and speak right into their heart and bring them opportunity that they could never imagine. She knows how to do that because it happened to her, and she's going to tell you her story. She is in the top five earners in the whole U.S., her team. And last year, her team was on over $9 million. Would you like to have a $9 million team? Yes. She's been listed as one of the 50 most influential people in direct sales. So there is no doubt that she knows this business. She knows how to teach you how to do it so that you can have the things that she's been able to enjoy. She's been profiled in numerous magazines, and we were delighted to be able to share with Lisa an honor as a family in Orlando, where she was honored as the 2015 Female Multi-Level Marketer, not in just the U.S., in the entire world. So please join me and welcome Lisa Wilber. Give her a big round of applause now, ladies and gentlemen. Yes!
Thank you. Wow. I did a standing ovation. I didn't even have to do anything yet. I love that. How many of you remember when I was here in 2001 on the tour? Yeah, some of you saw me then, right? Remember I drove the big truck around the country? Yeah, it's been a while though. Long time. And by the way, Lydia's here with me today. She's sitting up back talking to Miss Margaret. And hello to everybody on Facebook. I wanted to just share a little bit of my story for those of you who hadn't seen me before. This has turned out unbelievably. I don't know how to tell you. When I first started going full-time Avon, before that I had worked third shift at a convenience store in Charleston, South Carolina. I moved to New Hampshire and got a secretary job, and I thought that secretary job was my big break because I earned about $20,000 in a whole year. But they had medical and dental, and I thought, ooh, this is great, right? But then I got laid off that job. And you know, that day that I got laid off, I remember that because have you ever cried so hard that you snorted? That's not good. It's not good. Yeah, I came home crying and crying. I was a mess. And my husband at the time, okay, they know. Some things I'm good at, some things I'm not good at. Okay? Staying married isn't something I'm good at, but okay, I admit it. But anyway, my husband at the time said, why don't you do more of that Avon thing you've been playing with? Because I've been doing it part-time. And I thought, oh, you simple man. I don't know anybody earning that kind of money doing Avon. I've never met anybody even doing this full-time at all. So I thought, yeah, right, yeah, let's do that, right? And then I tried to get another job. And it was during the recession. It was '87. I was in my late 20s. And I couldn't get anything. I couldn't get another job. I even tried, you know when you're a secretary, like the bottom of the barrel for secretary work is like temp agency, right? I went to a temp agency and tried to get hired to do temp work. They wouldn't take me because I didn't type fast enough. You know, now I'm going, phew, but then it was like devastating. Because the only problem with husband number two, he didn't really like the whole earning thing. That was something he wasn't really into, so I needed to come up with money to pay the rent and stuff. There was just no way around it. So I actually did Avon full-time out of desperation. It had absolutely nothing to do with, I had some big master plan, or I thought this was so great. It really was desperation. I'd sold Avon part-time for a long time, just playing around, earning extra money, and I had no idea that it would turn out like this. Let me give you some idea how this has turned out. Oh, I don't even know if I can tell you about it. This is so good. But anyway, I did sell at President's Council for a couple of years when I went full-time, because I knew if I was going to replace my secretary pay, I needed to earn a lot of money, because there's a difference between how much you sell and how much you earn. So if I wanted to earn $20,000, I needed to sell way more than that to get my commission, right? So I did that for a couple of years and did replace my secretary pay. And then leadership came out, and I believe it was early '92. I didn't jump in until '93. And you know why? Because I thought leadership would be the ruination of the company. I didn't know. You know why? Because I heard them call it network marketing, and I thought, oh no. I got roped into that before. One of my neighbors in the trailer park, because I lived in a single-wide trailer park for 18 years, one of my neighbors invited me over to their house for dinner, and it ended up being a sales presentation for a water filter thing. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do network marketing. I don't think so. I don't even have relatives I can rope into this. So that's not going to work. So it took me like a year to research what network marketing really was before I realized we each get to decide how we want to do it. It doesn't have to be trick your people coming over for dinner. You can just tell them what the business is. Tell them how good it is. And you can just do it that way. So then I said, well, if I'm going to try leadership, I'm going to get in and make it to senior executive unit leader before I decide whether it's worth it or not. I'm just going to go all out. And you know, it's funny, at that time, I didn't know how funny that was. Right. No, and people tried to discourage me. Two people said, you know, only 5% of the people in network marketing make it to the top. And I was 20-something. I said, oh good, I only have to be in the top 5%? I was like naive on fire. I had no idea what I was doing. So I went out and started adding people to my group just like everybody else that starts in leadership. I did one at a time. And actually, I'll go forward a little bit so you can see my first leadership statement was one page, just like everybody else's. This is my leadership statement from the last campaign. 88 pages. But I gotta tell you the best part. You wanna hear the best part? Except, hold on a second, I'm getting worked up here. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Okay. And then this happened yesterday. All right, my leadership check, are you ready? Who did I just have the conversation with up back? She guessed the leadership check. What did you guess? My leadership check yesterday for 2 weeks, $15,101.11. Okay? Okay. What do they call that in the South? Papers? Do they call that in the South, right? I can't even tell you what a difference this has made in my life. I mean, think about this. What, I'm living in a 12-wide. Trailer in a trailer park, driving to Yugo, eat macaroni, right? Chasing the electric man up the pole, right? I had so many times they were going to cut my electric off. I have a folder of the yellow notices where I had to run out and give him cash so he wouldn't cut me off, right? And now I'm getting $15,000 checks. Why I'm telling you this is because I want you to know this is not only possible for me, it's possible for you. You can tell there's nothing that great special about me. I was a convenience store worker and somebody's secretary before this, right? This is possible for you. And this is a preview of your check to come. And I'm not making the top. There's a bunch of people making way more, well actually 4, but there's people making way more than me, okay? And the way that we just get so much, not just the checks, but we get, that doesn't include the car allowance. It doesn't include the trips. Well, my daughter Lydia and I are going to Mexico for that incentive in a couple days. I mean, my life is totally different. But I will tell you one thing that hasn't changed. The people around me don't know. It's funny, when I lived in the trailer park, right, they all, you know, were like, oh, like especially the electric man, the electric guy. He used to look down on me. You know what I mean? And that was so humiliating. He looked down and he called me white trash once. And it's like, oh. But that made me work harder. That made me work harder. So I'm glad he did that. That's fine. Right? That's fine. I wish I could see him today, though. Okay, sorry. Meow! Oh, that was bad. I'm sorry. Okay. That was bad. But you know what's funny is, it doesn't necessarily, the people around you don't necessarily change, so you have to be the rock. You have to be the one that believes in yourself, and you have to not care what the other people think. Because especially when you're first building your business, everybody's going to tell you there's no money in this thing. Everybody's going to tell you you can't do it. Everybody is just going to do that. And the higher up in this you get, and the more money you earn, that doesn't change.
Misery loves company.
Misery loves company, that's true. They don't want you to get beyond what they're willing to do. Yeah. And you know what's funny is, people don't realize that I'm getting the money that I earned from Avon either. Because I mean, I'm like not wearing a sign, you know? So I'm at Taekwondo sitting in the waiting room, waiting for Lydia to get done. One of the other moms, I know she does Avon too. She's saying to me, her husband's ran off. She said, I really need money bad. I said, hey, you were the mom that sells like 2,500 Girl Scout cookies every year. Why aren't you doing more with that Avon thing? She said, is there any money in it? I said, where do you think I'm getting my money from? She said, I thought you had some big job before this, and you were just trying to give that Avon thing a go. No. I got a nice house and a nice car. We go on trips and everything, and all of it was paid for with Avon money. So you have to believe in yourself more than anybody else, because the people around you are going to try to tell you there's no money in it. Okay? I'm here to tell you there is. Now, I can't always just blurt out my earnings. They tell me really not to do that. So, even though I just did, oops. But if you go on my Facebook wall, it's facebook.com/Lisa.Wilber. Once every 2 weeks, you'll see me put a cartoon up there. And it seems like it has nothing to do with my earnings, but I randomly talk about a number. Like this time says, I prepared 15,101.11 pieces of sushi. Okay? So every 2 weeks, if you want to know what those checks are, you go look on my wall. Okay? Now, Donna told me we wanted to do questions and answers. So would you still like to do that?
Absolutely. Please.
Who would like to start off? Yes, ma'am.
Tell us how you're doing it.
Very good. Okay, so when I first went full-time, I was a secretary before that. When I first went full-time, selling was the only way to do it. I called and found out that in my town of 6,000 people, there were already 15 Avon representatives. So my choices to me, in my mind, were either switch to another company, which I love Avon, or convince everybody in town I'm the only one. Okay? So I chose Plan B, and I live in rural New Hampshire, so I didn't think about door knocking, because I looked at what other businesses did, and I thought, if I owned a restaurant, I wouldn't go, knock, 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 would you come to my restaurant tonight? Knock, 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 right? They try to do things that a whole bunch of people see at one time, which I call that marketing, right? So one of the first things I did was, I saw an oil truck making a delivery in the trailer park. They weren't delivering to my house, by the way, because our furnace broke and I didn't have the $100 to fix it. So we were burning wood in a little parlor stove. But I went and saw the oil truck had the name of the oil company on it. And I went out and felt it with my hands, and it was stickers. it was just stickers. So I thought, well, wait a minute, can I put stickers on my Yugo that say Avon on it? And they didn't have car signs like today. I just went to an office supply store, bought some stickers and stuck them on the car, right? And then I just look and see what other companies are doing and see how I can do that myself. So I went to the town next door and I was driving through, and there was a guy taking a pizza sign off his truck. And I'm driving a Yugo, and I stopped, and he's saying expletives about the car sign. And I said, hey, what's wrong with the car sign? And he said, it makes too much noise when I go down the road. And I saw it had stickers on it, and I said, hey, I'll buy that from you. I'm driving a Yugo, I won't hear that. You know? So I took the car sign, peeled the word pizza off, and put the word Avon on. So then in my little town where they don't have pizza delivery or taxi, I have this car with all this stuff on it and the light up sign. So now there's 15 Avon representatives and they all think I'm the only one. Yes.
Hey, I don't have a problem with sales. I just want to know, how do you get the people to sign up? Do you grab your customers? What caused you to escalate?
So the marketing part,
Right.
when leadership did come out, all the things that I do for marketing, not just the car, but posters on bulletin boards, ads in the newspaper, wearing a badge all the time. All of my marketing went from come buy Avon from me to buy or sell. So that's all I did. And then when I talk to people one-on-one, I listen to what they say, and that decides for me where I go. So if I'm talking to someone, usually I start out with, are those Avon earrings? Because I've sold Avon 30-something years. I recognize most of the earrings because I have them. So I really know if they are or they aren't. But she'll say, yes, or she'll say, no. And I'll say, oh, you know what, they look like ones that we have in the brochure right now. So now she knows I sell Avon, because I said we have in the brochure. Then usually she'll say, you know, I've been looking for an Avon representative. And then I'll say, you know, you'll never have to search for one again if you become the Avon representative. Now, if she has a big objection to that, I move right into, well, I can be your Avon representative. So I just go wherever she takes me, the other person I'm talking to.
Well, what really was, how would I say it, what really started making it really excel? What was your...
What really started making it excel?
Really,
It wasn't, you're thinking that
trick?
there wasn't. There wasn't a magic trick or a magic pill.
What made it really blossom all of a sudden?
No, it did blossom all of a sudden.
It took time.
Over time, consistent, persistent
Consistent
effort over time. Don't forget, I've been in leadership since 1993.
Yeah, one of the problems is keeping people.
Okay, so you're saying one of the problems is, I'm repeating what you say for my Facebook friends and the people that didn't hear you. So you're saying keeping people once you find them. I lose people too. The trick is not necessarily to keep people, it's to be of service. You know how you want to serve your customers? Your downline's the same thing. So you don't want more for them than what they want, or they can stand anyway. So you want to find people who want to be on your train. Okay, you don't want to pull them on the train or drag them behind the train. You want them to want to get on the train and want to work to stay on the train with you.
The problem is usually you want it more than they want it. Want them to be in it.
You're doing that. You're allowing that. You want it more than they want it. You're allowing you to want it more than they want it. You have to get good at saying the magic word. Those of you who know me know what it is. Next! It's okay to release somebody. You can release them to the universe. Ask my second husband, I released him. Okay? You can release people. Release them and move on to someone who does want to be on your train. Okay? I'm sorry? Did I release him before I became, but it wasn't like one day I'm earning $100 and the next time I'm earning $15,000. It was a slow build just like all of you. So I released him probably, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. I released him to move on to another opportunity. He's out in the universe. Reese. I am single. Oh, and by the way, don't try to set me up with anybody, because you know what? I'm at my catch limit. Now I catch and release. You know? I go fishing. I do. I fish. I reel one in once in a while. And actually, every once in a while, I'll nibble on one too. But I do throw them all back. So I throw them all back. Catch and release. Yes. Yes. Teresa, my buddy Teresa, is saying, you have some in President's Council that want to transfer or transition to leadership. And I did that. That's actually, I sold at council for a couple of years and then transitioned into leadership. I highly recommend doing that, because not only do you set an example for your team members, because you're not going to have team members on your team that sell at council if you've never done it. Because they say, you want me selling? Well, how much you selling? Okay? They just won't. And you'll have the extra money you need to invest in. Because leadership is your long-term money, where sales are your right-now money. So with leadership, it's like a wood stove. I know you don't know that here because you're warm here all the time, right? We are not, where I'm from, New Hampshire. It's like a wood stove. You don't put wood in, you ain't getting heat out. You can't look at it and say, give me heat first and then I'll put wood in. Now, leadership's like that. You've got to make investment of your time and money. So that first year in leadership, by the way, I took in $12,000 and something. All of it went back in, and then some. Okay, between welcome packs, the long distance phone bill was outrageous back then. My 800 number was outrageous back then. We did a lot with classified line ads. All that stuff cost more money than I was taking in. Everybody said I was out of my mind. Everybody. But guess what I took in the second year from leadership? $32,000. Then it went to 60 something. Then I never went less than 100,000 after that. Never. But just 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Yes. Okay, yes. So let's do one more and then, yes, sir.
For us men, how can we approach women in different ways to say, hey, how do you look at Avon and stuff without offending them?
Okay. You're saying how do you, it's David, right? David? No, I'm asking you your name.
Oh, right.
I'm Brian, I'm sorry. I thought it was David. Brian. To me, you're asking me, how do you approach women as a man, Avon representative, telling them about the business where they're not offended, right?
Or buy. Even just to buy.
They're buying? I'm surprised you don't have like way better results than the women. Because I'll tell you, if I was a customer and you offered me some cologne on my neck and said, ooh, that smells good, I'm buying. I am buying. So I would say, don't think of it as men and women. You have a fabulous product and opportunity, and you're earning a commission selling that. If you have it in your head that you're going to have resistance from your customer or from a team member prospect, that's what you're going to find. So make sure your own head isn't messing with your results. Because I think you'd be surprised. If you go into every situation expecting some people to say no, expecting some people to say yes, then that's what will happen. But if you expect resistance 100% of the time, you'll get it 100%. Yay! This is Lydia. Hi. She wanted me to make sure to tell you that. How many of you are familiar with the Formidable Four? Lisa Scola, Molly Stone-Bibb, me, and Teresa Paul. Lydia has for sale today our bracelets for the Formidable Four, mine. Those of you that collect all four, we're going to have a special incentive at RepFest. So if you come up with all four on your wrist at RepFest, we're going to have something special for you. And she has these for you. We'll be selling them. Lydia will be selling them back, and she earns a commission on these. So thank you very much, everybody. So happy to see you.
All right, you guys, how was that? I know this is why you all came to this meeting today, because I hear from all of you. You know, I got to know Lisa over my last year, and then we had dinner together in New York City. And all I could say is she is the epitome of a great, successful Avon story, and she is truly an inspiration. I got home, my hotel in New York home. That night we called. I also have Lydia's 11. I have an 11-year-old son. I called my son and, Mom, how's your day? And I said, boy, I met the most amazing woman. And I started talking about Lisa. I started talking about her daughter Lydia, and I started talking about Avon. And Lisa and Lydia, you guys are both true inspirations. I have Lydia up here, guys, because you know, you guys have all told me Avon's about family. Right? Avon's about family. I came to Avon a year ago thinking, you know, this looks to be like an interesting, you know, job, career opportunity. And then I've got to know all of you, and I found out actually that's not what it is, frankly. I have learned that this Avon thing, I guess we say opportunity, is people's family. It's their lifestyle. It's how they live. You know, at the last meeting in Chicago, we had a leadership meeting in Chicago, and I met a woman. She said her mother had sold Avon for many, many years, and she had recently passed away. I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And she said, you know, my mom died on a Saturday, and you know what she made sure I got done on Friday? Got her order in. So like I go, and then I call home, and I tell my husband, I don't know what to say about this story. I got a letter from one of our district sales managers, an email, maybe just a month or so ago, about a woman that had run her Avon business for many, many years, and she had recently passed away. Of course, we're sorry to hear that. We're sorry for her family. And do you know she was buried with a brochure in her coffin? And you know, I wish I could tell you, you know, I'm not going to stand here, I can stand here all day. I love the stories. That's why I said it's about leading with purpose and understanding dreams and goals. And this is just more, this is not a job, this is a lifestyle, although there's I guess a few dollars in earnings, as Lisa definitely has talked about. So Lisa and Lydia, thank you for all you do for your Avon business, for all you do for us, the inspiration you are, for all the people on Facebook and for all the people in the room. These are for you. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.